The humidex is rising. It's for one day only, okay, but it is rising. We're going to be looking at a humidex in the GTA of 36 today. It's going to be a dry 22, so it's going to feel far different than it does today. There are the thunderstorms as they roll across southern Ontario right now. Why is this happening? Because we have a cold front. The low pressure system is way off into Quebec, but there's the trailing cold front moving through across the southern part of the province. We can't rule out thunderstorms and showers to the north and east, but there it goes. We have a northerly wind setting up as opposed to today's southwesterly that will develop in the afternoon. High pressure builds in, and then we get our next low coming in. See this warm front? That's what will eventually bring our temperatures back up. We have to watch for the potential of some severe weather, mind you, isolated, but still more so along the Lake Erie shorelines and down toward the Windsor area and the Lake St. Clair area. Again, Ottawa Valley, that's more of a later day thing. So the evening time in the Ottawa Valley, watch for some severe cells. We mentioned the north and east. If you have photos and videos, at Sheryl Plouffe is my Twitter handle. Actually, I just tweeted out a link to an article on our website, and it's talking about the lightning calculator that you can actually now get on your desktop. Pretty interesting stuff. So it basically calculates how far the lightning is away from you. 7-day forecast in Toronto. We have nice conditions here for Thursday, Friday. Again, we talked about the cooler temperatures. That's really going to be the story. We have a humidex today of 36, but then tomorrow we're going to bring it back down into the low 20s, and it's going to be a dry temperature tomorrow. Storms are possible today in southern Ontario because of a cold front passing through. Let's see where we stand right now with those storms. As we look at our radar, yes, the line continues to progress down. So London, you're in line to see that probably in the next little while. GTA, it'll probably not be until about the mid-afternoon or early afternoon that we see those storms, and they're bearing down right now in the southwest of the province. It's all associated with a cold front that's passing through. We have the potential of seeing some storms in the northeast of the province as well, but predominantly along that cold front is the best risk of seeing some storms. And there are some areas, by the way, high pressure builds in behind it, but there are some areas that are going to be seeing the possibly severe weather, and it's namely along the Lake Erie shorelines through the south and west of the province around Lake St. Clair. So Windsor, again, we're seeing those storms. You just have to watch for the potential of severe storms, and then isolated around the GTA. Ottawa, you probably wouldn't see this severe weather until later in the afternoon and possibly through the evening. You know, we have some new lightning alerts here proprietary to the Weather Network, and Kasia Badurka reports now on what it all means. And you can read about our lightning alerts on our website as well at weathernetwork.com. 7-day forecast for Toronto. Cooler, much cooler temperatures on the way tomorrow. Well, we're starting to get going now as the cold front approaches southern Ontario. There are thunderstorms associated with that front. I hope you were able to get out. Maybe you get up really early in the morning and you're one of those morning people. I can't relate. And that's what I meant, was that, you know, I hope you were able to get up and really enjoy some of the sunshine before the storms come in, because we are going to see it coming in quite quickly, actually, as the front passes through southern Ontario. So if in the wake of these storms you have damage reports, video and photos, and want to share them with us, we always appreciate that. Kindly. Thank you. Let's take a look at where we are right now. We have our radar moving through southern Ontario. There are some clusters of storms bearing down on Barrie. London, you're going to be getting it next. Brantford as well. Hamilton, Toronto. Probably not more until I'd say early afternoon, maybe mid-afternoon before it reaches you. And then it's also just having come through the south and west of the province. So watching that, it's a cold front that is going to do a couple of things. Yes, results in some stormy weather for us today. It's going to switch the wind direction, so out ahead of the front it's southerly, but behind it it's northwesterly. And what it does is it dries the air out, but it also brings the temperatures down as high pressure builds in. Once this big blue H moves off to the east, we get a return flow, and that's when the temperatures warm up again, but it's not until the end of the week that we really start to see that. Today's risk of severe weather is along the Lake Erie shoreline, down through the south and west of the province, and also the Ottawa Valley. There's a bullet around you, but this is not until late day, late afternoon and early evening, risk of severe weather for you. The 7-day forecast for Toronto, here's where I was talking about we start to see the temperatures warming up to the mid-20s by Friday and through Saturday. A cold front sweeping across southern Ontario today will bring thunderstorms, and will also bring in high pressure and cooler air by tomorrow. Taking a look at our radar, you can see that the line is passing down. It's going to reach the GTA by the late afternoon. Ottawa Valley likely not until the evening, and it appears to have passed through, for the most part, through the southwest of the province at this point. There's the cold front. It's going to bring in high pressure behind it. So our mid-30s humidex readings today will be long gone by tomorrow. High rolls in, and we'll have a high in Toronto, for example, at 22. There is a risk of severe weather along the Lake Erie shoreline through the south and west today, and Ottawa Valley wouldn't be until the evening hours. So possibly looking at some lightning here. We actually have a new lightning distance calculator that you can learn more about on our website at theweathernetwork.com. A great article about it there. But what is the lightning detection network, you may ask? Here's Kasia Badurka with more on that. Lightning is one of the most difficult things to capture well, isn't it enough? Especially photos and video, maybe not so much. But if you have some and want to share it with us, love this new feature that the Weather Network has launched. And you can find out more about that on our website at theweathernetwork.com. Where we do have a humidex reading of 36 today versus a temperature of 22 tomorrow. It's going to feel downright cold tomorrow once the cold front passes through, isn't it? Well, right now we have had some storms, but it appears that they are dissipating somewhat. This is all associated with the cold front. So if you are in Mount Forest, down towards St. Thomas, rain in London right now, and then Windsor, some showers, but most of the storms now out over Lake Erie. So it appears that they're losing a little bit of their strength, but we'll nevertheless watch them because a cold front is a good trigger, especially when you have such a humid air mass out ahead of it. The humidex reading in Toronto is mid-30s, so it's ushering in with that southerly flow more moisture. And this cold front is going to not only bring us the weather today, but it's also going to bring in high pressure behind it, a change in the wind direction, brings us a much fresher, cooler air mass by tomorrow. So there goes the front. High pressure comes in, and it's not until this big blue H moves further to the east into Thursday and Friday that we get a return flow around it, and then we'll be back into some more heat. You can see actually a hint of that with that warm front further to the north and west. Today there is a severe weather threat in the southwest of the province around Windsor, Port Dover, through London and south along the Lake Erie shoreline. Isolated severe in Ottawa Valley. Watch for late afternoon and early evening. That would be the better risk for you, not necessarily in the afternoon. It'll take a little while before that front really approaches you. If you have photos and videos, let's show you the long-term forecast and what we can expect for areas like Toronto. I think we're going to get there. Yes, we are. We have bright skies for Thursday and Friday, and the risk of storms returns on Saturday.